Are you looking for adventure? Do you want to experience the daily life of foreign cultures? Take part with ecotourism. You can call it as you like: green traveling, sustainable traveling, or environmental and cultural friendly traveling. Ecotourism has many different names, but they all have one similar goal.
The base in Soufriere is so handy for everything. Basically every major site's only about a 30-minute drive. And from yesterday we went to Sugar Beach and then over to the Sulphur Springs where the mud baths are, which if you go after 5 o'clock then it's pretty much dead. Today we're heading over to Hotel Chocolat to do the bean to bar tour, and then heading over to Anshasni Resort after, where the road there is supposed to be terrifying, but the beaches are supposed to be incredible.
But purple into orange or into yellow, maturity.
Tell me the difference between the winner and the loser. For as it is in the present, it's not bound to be in the future. And you know I am in house, so me want make it bigger than Miller. House on the hill with cottage and villa. So me want floss cleaner than Bobby. Latest car where no man can copy now. So me want more land and bright, collateral where no man can trick eye. So me want bigger in a life. With the fat man book, me kids and me wife, yes. Me say Selassie, I them turn them eye, but it never stop the ghetto youth from try. Ghetto youth not beg no cry, we must survive. So we trample in cover and spy. Can't sleep sweet at night, wondering of the next move for the next night. Yes, I run down mama eye, she lose her one son little child. Them rather love to see me drop down dead now. Just be of me slice up the bread, them rather love to see me drop down dead now. Got enough of them no like weird, them rather love to see me drop down dead now. But ya know say me never scared, me never scared. If judge I never bless I, long time I would have died. Well as it is in the present, it's bound to be in the future. You know la, you are rolling a BM with me chopper in style, like a PM. So me really want bust it one day. Tell the DJs them to keep spinning reggae music and play. To me not beg no forward from Uno. Them a try box the food of the ghetto youths split from Clark Street to Jeremy. Ghetto youths keep counting them money. Listen me, the system is a disgrace. Implementing labor code and people getting fired by the evening. Uptown we want build a big place, buy diet and call it the poor people building. Well I no joke, I no mistake. If you catch me on the eye or on the block drinking, me want a cold sweat Superman where me goods them don't have no fat. Them rather love me see me drop down dead. Just be on me slice up the bread. Them rather love me see me drop down dead. Got enough of them no like weird. Them rather love me see me drop down dead. But ya know say we never scared, we never scared. If judge I never bless I, long time I would have died. All words, how you know that I love ya. To the west.
My name is Kim Marius, owner of Soufriere Tour Services here in St Lucia. Our company is dedicated to helping you find whatever excursion you want on this island. What inspires me about this island? I would say the beaches, the volcano, and the mountains, especially the Pitons. Every time I wake up and I see them, I feel like I'm in vacation myself. As a visitor, what you should definitely get a chance to do, I would say 3 things. 1, try our rum. It's one of the best in the world. 2, go to our volcano to get your mud bath and relax in the hot spring. And 3, climb our world-renowned mountain, the Pitons. As a visitor, a must-do. Hiking the Pitons. When you go there, you meet the people who live under the mountain. And you meet people like Barney, who's an amazing guide, who's lived there all his life. And they're just so fit. And it's so friendly to see them interact with each other and just give you an experience that you will never get anywhere else. Coming in on this island, where walking through our rainforest is an experience on its own. We have one of the rarest birds in the world, which is the Amazona versicolor. It's amazing to see this bird in flight, as well as to see it congregate. One unique thing about this bird is that when you're hiking through the rainforest, if you are loud, they keep quiet. If you are quiet, they are very loud. So finding him is not that difficult. However, seeing them can be because they're a bright green bird in a bright green backdrop. Hiking places like the Pitons, Mount Jimmy, our tallest mountain, gives you a great view of what the island layout is all about. The foliage and all of our rivers that surround the island and the mountain in itself, 37 to be exact. With Soufriere Tours, you get a chance to see our people in their rich culture and happiness. There isn't any flavor under the sun that we have in St Lucia that they don't try to recreate for you. We have food such as a national dish, which is green banana and saltfish, or codfish to some people. Anyone who comes here and tastes our fish always tastes something unique when it comes to flavor. The seas are so clean and pristine that the flavors literally burst out of the fish by itself. The Seafood Festival, again, is definitely going to be one for you to try out, to do so. Entertainment, our nightlife is sweet and harmonized. You can definitely enjoy ice cream whilst going out dancing. There is one experience, which is our chocolate experience. It's very unique now in the world because all our beans are homegrown and everything is manufactured in a small location. You get to taste specific farmers' grows, or you get to taste a general island grow beans. This gives you such a rich experience when it comes to flavor because we make everything from tea to normal chocolate bars out of what we have. When you come on this island, there is no other experience that will give you a sense of taste, such as our chocolate tower. From our experience, when clients leave this island, their reviews are always about the people, first and foremost. They love the fact that they've met them, how warm they made them feel. And then it goes to our beaches. They've never seen black sand. Some places, they've never enjoyed crystal clear waters like we have. And you find that our food takes the next step in things like our Friday night seafood festival. So with food, sand, and scenery, we're just one of the best in the Caribbean.
There are islands, and then there are islands. St. Lucia is an island nation situated just below the Virgin Islands, but above St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Here, you'll find everything an exotic getaway has to offer. Plus, you'll get lost in a culture and paradise that you didn't even realize was a part of our world. The volcanic mountainous island is home to about 180,000 residents, over an area of about 238 square miles. Tourism is the biggest draw to the island, mainly because of its abundance of natural resources and friendly inhabitants.
very lush and green. You have some nice mountainous areas. You have some wonderful beaches, wonderful, excellent diving. The people are very, very, very friendly. I mean, there's sometimes actually if you go into the towns, they'll make you feel like you're part of the family.
Thank you for a lovely tour. Thank you.
Lovely and no, I don't afraid.
Oh, my hearties.
St Lucia, your land is calling for you to come back home. And the light is there still burning, waiting for your return. This is the time to be together. St Lucia, calling its sons and daughters back to the country where liberty is truly free. Solutions unite, walk to the heights, join hand in hand to build a strong nation. One of the leaders, please unite, my people. You are walking in the land of the light.
Caribbean, we from the Caribbean, Caribbean, we from the Caribbean. So whether you are black or you are Indiana, it make no difference which land you're born from. The whole of we come from the same Caribbean. We must come together and live as one. Caribbean, we from the Caribbean, Caribbean, we from the Caribbean.
St Lucia is now independent. As a unity is strength. We must put our hearts together, work hard for the future. We must think now of progress. St Lucia, work hard to get success, so we can build this country, so we can build this country peacefully. Solutions unite, walk to the heights, join hand in hand to build a strong nation. One of the leaders, please unite, my people. You are walking in the land of the light.
Caribbean, we from the Caribbean, Caribbean, we from the Caribbean. Say when we in the dance, we just a right version. And when we on the mic, we come fi cock up session. Say enough white sand from the beach if you please. Enough sunlight in the West Indies. Right there in your mouth, say enough fresh cheese. And when we want to pass, we say excuse me, please.
Onward, forward, backward, never. Put your shoulder to the wheel.
St. Lucia has a relatively short history. It's a tale of war, slavery, and finally peace.
It's an exciting mix of course, fact, but there's also a little legend in there, and even revisionist history, because we were told that after about 500 years of a certain piece of information, that was not exactly true. It was even in our textbooks and then got overturned. So it's just very exciting, very colorful. Short history, but very colorful.
St. Lucia was turned over 14 times. It's the most fought over country in the entire world, and at one point, Great Britain even offered up all of Canada to the French just for the island.
But they fought over St. Lucia from 1651 to 1814. I mean, just outlandish. I understood there was probably no TV at the time, no Game of Thrones reruns, no HBO, and they're like, what you doing today? Nothing. Let's bomb the French. Cool.
St. Lucia was a desired location, not only for the slave trade, but also because of its fertile land and naturally deep harbors.
At that time, again, without the artificial constructs, you needed a harbor where you can just come right in, and then you're safe. And then you can see the other ships, the battleships coming in, so you can defend yourself. So you could just come right in. Even today, we have Marigot Bay. It's the safest harbor in the Caribbean. When there's hurricanes, every boat heads for Marigot Bay in St. Lucia.
Both influences of the French and British are still found on the island today. Also, there's surprisingly an Indian influence as well.
They also went to India. After slavery was abolished in St. Lucia in August the 1st, 1848, they went to India and they had them sign a contract which is known as indentured labor, where basically you still work as a slave, but you sign the contract anyways.
Independence was finally claimed in 1979. In many parts of the Caribbean, you can still find hostility between the races, but that is not something you will find in St. Lucia. Here the people are not only kind, but also curious and welcoming to all that travel from afar. You're in St. Lucia, an island nation so desired, at one time Great Britain offered up all of Canada to the French for the Caribbean oasis. Jade Mountain sits atop 600 acres of the western side of the island. With views of the island's Pitons so stunning, I guarantee more than half of your pictures that you take will include the Green Mountains. Jade Mountain has been called an architectural wonder, and as cliche as it may sound, there really isn't any question as to why. Opening in early 2007, Jade Mountain has wowed its would-be guests with remarkable and unusual accommodations, unlike anything else you'll find in the Caribbean.
It's interesting. He's never been honest about what inspired him. There's been so many different versions. My favorite one was one where he was joking around and said he licked a poisonous frog and hallucinated the whole thing.
I think psychedelic is a great way to describe the property, but the real treasure can be found inside of the rooms, otherwise known as sanctuaries, available to its honored visitors.
This unique feeling of capturing attention to detail in all the tiny aspects, but also has such a great big picture overview that creates the unique atmosphere that it has.
It's part of what makes St. Lucia, St. Lucia. And while you might not realize it, St. Lucia is one of the world's leader in chocolate tourism. Pawan is a horticulturist working for one of the most sought out and exclusive properties in St. Lucia, Emerald Farm. Here is where the magic of chocolate making begins. Pawan explains that there are 3 types of coca plants that are used to produce chocolate.
One is called Forastero. That's the wild kind. It gets to our American football's size and shape. The other one is the premium chocolate, which is called Criollo. The Swiss chocolate and all is made out of that variety called Criollo. And the third one, which is what we have, about 80% of our crop is the cross between Criollo and Forastero. It is called Trinitario.
Minnow is known in St. Lucia as Father Nature, and his knowledge of the old plantation land will teach you both history and how to live off the island. A descendant of slaves, his grandmother taught him about the plantation grounds, and to this day, he is willing to take all who will listen on an exploration through the jungle and through time.
This is a soursop. S-O-U-R-S-O-P. We make soursop juice, soursop ice cream, soursop cheesecake, soursop something.
I know I am in house, so me want make it bigger than Miller. House on the hill with cottage and villa. So me want plus cleaner than Bobby. Latest car where no man can copy now. So me want more land and right, collateral where no man can trick eye. So me want bigger in a life with the fat man book, me kids and me wife, yes. Me say Selassie, I them turn them eye, but it never stop the ghetto youth from try. Ghetto youth not beg no cry, we must survive. So we trampling cover and spy. Can't sleep sweet at night, wondering of me next move to the next night. Yes, I run down mama eye, she lose her one son little child. Them rather love to see me drop down there. Just be of me slice up the bread, them rather love to see me drop down there. Cause enough of them no like weird, them rather love to see me drop down there. But ya know say me never scared, me never scared. If judge I never bless I, long time I would have died. Well, as it is in the present, it's bound to be in the future. You know la, you are rolling a BM with me chopper in style, like a PM. So me really want bust it one day. Tell the DJs them to keep spinning reggae music and play. You me not beg no forward from Uno. Them a tie back stick food and the ghetto youths split from Clark Street to Jeremy. Ghetto youths keep